Welcome back to the channel, and today is the day that I bring Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. I like Seven Wonders Duel a lot. I think it's one of the best duel games, and I don't think it's just me. It's well high ranked in BGG in that category. So I was very interested in getting to have the chance to play this version in the Middle-earth version. And we have here, it's a bigger box than the Seven Wonders version because it has much more components. It has this strip that says one game to rule them all by the creators of Seven Wonders Duel, plus 2 million copies sold already. And we need to take this out and get rid of it. And then looking at the cover, we see the man side and then the forces of Sauron on the other side. I don't know the art, but this looks like Sauron. This would be Aragorn, probably. And just by looking at the back, we can see a bit of the artwork that the Seven Wonder Games has with these strips here, the kind of lettering and fonts. I can immediately recognize the structure of the way you put the cards to reveal what is below. And there are some other things that I don't know what they are because there's a map. Yet, I don't know what they are yet. There are some miniatures here for you to control the map. There are extra levels of complexity in this game to be worth, even if you have the Seven Wonders Duel, to be worth to also add to your collection, especially if you are a Lord of the Rings fan. And so let's take a look inside and then try to understand what are these extra layers of complexity that this game brings. It's the kind of games where you see the lid is not fully down. Not sure if it's something out of place inside or if it's just a design. Oh, it is. It seems like it. So you have the boards that are above the insert, apparently. So that will be solved once we get into it. There's some money. These things, I don't know what they are yet. These are like places for you to attack or defend. I will see the rules. Okay, there's a track here, which seems like you need to go to Mordor and leave the ring. And more places to visit, the mines, the City of Man, Mordor. This is really strange. I see. So this fits here. So that's going to be a longer strip. There's something else as well here. That's that map where you need to control the regions. Mordor, Gondor, Rohan, and then White. I don't know what that one is. I don't know if these are canon or just came up for this. I'm not that much of a fan. Well, I am a bit of a fan, but not a specialist. That's what I wanted to say. So there are two manuals here to rule the rule sheet, where we see there's the explanation on setting up the tracks. Let's see that. Cards and the effects of the cards. There's that track after being assembled, where you move forward the Nazgul and the ring carriers. Okay, and then to facilitate you while playing, you have the reference guide where you can see the icons, what they are and what they are not. In terms of factions, there are the hobbits, elves, dwarves, humans, wizards, and ents. And these have here a side note, which is the ents and the wizard effects are immediate effects, and you may only use one time. Okay. Yeah, so there's a cardboard insert. And it's landing on another cardboard strip there. Why would that be? I hope that after we unpunch everything, everything fits directly. This looks like a ruler from school, but that's what you put on top of the other strip to make sure that to move forward. And then there's also another gimmick here with the Nazgul moving forward and highlighting the places below. And we have have some towers from the two colors. Some of them have the flags of man and the other one has the flag of Mordor to conquer here in the map. That's it. I also have some soldiers of both factions, separate, and the core of all of it, the cards. Let's take a look at the cards. What kind of cards we have? Third era, second era. These are upside down. So let's rotate. I'm gonna facilitate and separate. Okay. So these, I'm assuming these are gonna be like the same color. So gray would be resource producing cards. Would that be? It's not resource now, it's different things. Then money cards. What is this? It's not points. It's not blue. It's not point in the end of the game. But it's the ring, and there's also an icon there. Different icon. Okay. Now green cards. I call it that way. Green cards. With the characters, there's no written text. Okay, some effects here. These are military cards. The red used to be military cards. There's Balrog. Okay, so cool. These are the characters. You can still see the characters there and the scenes from the movies. Now this produces either one of them, so this must be the cost to pay for the card in order for it to build. Yeah, just learning as we go. Try to check here on the side. Yeah. Oh, this is from the big. Now it's later in the movie when they are hidden from these troops, producing his resources. The big elephants that come later. Oh, the spider, Shelob, right? What's the name of it? Shelob. This is like the man fighting. There's a library. Who is this female character? In a library. More money, more ring, and Gollum is on this ring. Maybe this is how you move the track. No, this is like the riders of the horsemen of Rohan. She's the princess, which I don't remember the name. These are the hobbits when they are equipped as well to fight, I think. Frodo and Sam. This is the half princess of the elves, which I don't remember the name. And more military cards. They'll show fights, the fights of the movies and the fights from the books. And then on the third era, there's gonna be even bigger treasures, even more rings. There's Gandalf, Sauron, the Ents, more fights, bigger fights, even with dragons, with the big elephants. And then here come the purple cards as well in the third era. It is very curious. So just by looking at the cards, it feels like a very different game. But this may just be a matter of not knowing exactly how this is played yet. And this ends up to be the same. And purple comes in the end for points. So I'm just now gonna pause this and punch everything and show you how the game works. I'm just gonna focus on the differences between this game and normal Seven Wonders. One of them is this, which is called Quest track. West of the Ring track. Yes, so one of the new mechanics is related with the cards, the blue cards. And because there are no points in the end of the game, in this game you either gain by destroying the ring or catching the fellowship or by dominating the map or by having all the 6 green scientific symbols like in the other Seven Wonders games, which here are the Council of the People of Middle-earth. But specifically with the ring cards and the blue cards, what happens is when you play one of these cards, if you're playing as a fellowship, you then move forward this ruler, and this will make you get closer to Mordor. So if you get there as a fellowship of Mordor, you destroy the ring, and that's one of the ways of winning the game. Along the way, you will get to pass through certain places, which will give you bonus like money, like units in the map, playing again, and then potentially destroying towers. But this is well thought, because at the same time that the below ruler moves towards Mordor, as you can see, if you are playing as Mordor forces, when you play blue cards, that makes also the Nazgul move forward in a more clumsy way, because it wobbles a little bit, but they also move forward, and they also gain the same benefits, exactly the same benefits along the way. And if you manage to get there, then you win the game immediately. It reminds me the military conflicts from the Seven Wonders Duel, which if you were able to push until the other side, the military conflict token, you would win the game as well immediately. Okay, so this is basically the same thing, right? And then the cards now are called not resources but skills. So these are the skills that your resources produce. This is called the ruse. This is called courage, strength, knowledge, and leadership. Okay, so this provides you coins, and then the cards will have certain costs which you need to have in resource producing cards. If you don't have them, then you can always pay 1 coin for every symbol that you are missing. Then for each era, you will have a few green cards, which are the icons from the game, from the people of Middle-earth. If you are able to collect all different 6, then you win the game immediately as well, which also happened on Seven Wonders Duel, if you had all the scientific symbols. And then the last type of cards you can get is these military or fighting cards, which also have cost, some of them, and then they will allow you to place one of your units, and the units are these, basically these, which are not towers, in either one of these maps, these regions in the map. So for example, this one that I have here will allow you to put 1 unit on the blue, which is Linden, or on the green, which is Corvanian. Okay, that's how you will populate the map, and they will become stronger and stronger along the way. Okay. And the old cards, you can always, don't forget, like in Seven Wonders, you can always not play the card you choose, but you can discard the card to get the money from the back. So a card from era 1 will give you 1 coin, era 2 will give you 2 coins, and then a card from the last stage will give you 3 coins. Okay. The cards become more complex, they start producing more, give more money, as you can see, cost more to move, give more resources on the field, and in the end of the game, or closer to the end of the game, you will get even stronger cards or more expensive cards as well. Some of the cards have, near the cost, they have these symbols that you can see here. So in this example, this card, it's like in Seven Wonders, it's a requisite. So if you have this card here, which is the armor, then it means that you could play this one for free because you have the card. So it's that replacement cost. Instead of paying this, you pay that, and the card comes for free. And the last thing that is introduced on the last era are the purple cards. Usually the purple cards were super focused on generating points in the end of the game, victory points. Now they focus on changing or affecting the map in order for you to maybe win just by controlling all the regions with units. Okay, this will destroy money and make 2 movements in the map of your units, close units, destroy movements and destroying units, or just do 3 movements and maybe you control all the regions and you win. During setup, you will be stacking the tokens, the race tokens there, and they stay there until you interact with them. So you would have the elves tokens, dwarves, the pipe are the hobbits, then the humans, these are the plants or the leaves are the ants, and then the crystal ball are the wizards. And then the green cards is where you interact with that. The green cards are a way for you to win the game if you collect all the 6 icons in green cards, but there's another interesting stuff that you can do with the green cards, which is when you get a pair of a symbol, then you look at the stack of that symbol, you take the 2 top cards, and then on the 2 top tokens, and then on the other side you have a power that you need to choose. Imagine I want this one, I put this one back, and then this comes to my board and I apply the effect that I see here. Okay, but there's another way for you to do, which would be, instead of a pair, if you have 3 different symbols, then you take the top token of all these, you would take this one, that one, and that one, just a second for an example. You would choose which one you wanted to keep and you give back the other, like that. Okay, so these are similar to 7 Wonder Architect powers, right? You have those tokens that you could get by having multiple symbols and they give you powers. And there are too many. You see, it's too many tokens, but everything is well described here. Just for the sake of the example here, we got this one from the humans, and it says when you play a red card, place 1 additional unit on that region. So from now on, I would have that upgrade. And this one that came from the Hobbit says when you play a card using a chaining symbol, take 3 coins from the reserve, which means that when you play that one for free, you also get this extra money, which is cool, and it's a way for you to make the game different. Okay. Then when looking at the map, so along the way you will have several ways to deploy units across the map. Okay, there could be more than 1 unit from your side, but what happens is if you place or if you move a unit to a place where there is another unit from a competing faction, then the game stops and you need to resolve that fight. So in this example, these 2 units would kill each other, okay, and then nothing occupies the region. But if it was something like this, for example, then these 2 would kill each other. This one from the Fellowship would stay, and the Fellowship would continue to control this region, which are different from the towers. So the towers, they don't enter into fights. Even if there was a fight here, the tower would stay there, so no one was controlling it. And the only way for you to get rid of towers is from certain situations, like for example using this symbol here. That's how you remove towers. So towers is a much stronger presence. It doesn't move around, but once it's there, it's fixed, it's tied to the ground, and it's very difficult for you to remove. So it could be a strategy for you to populate everything. When you set up the cards for it's not called eras, as I mentioned before, it's chapters, but chapter 1, 2, and 3. The first chapter you set up cards like this, and so the ones that are light brown here are the face up, you see what they are, and the black ones, or dark gray or dark brown, are the face down. You are forced to take cards that you have access to. So in the beginning of the game, you would only have access to this row. But the moment that you take these 2 cards from a face down card, you need to reveal it. Once the card is available, you need to reveal it, and that becomes another option. So in turns, you take 1 card, your other player takes another card, you take a card, you take another card, and that's how you will be picking up the cards and taking all these cards. And when everything is done, taken out, then you move to chapter 2, and then later on to chapter 3. It's exactly like 7 Wonders Duel, so there's no difference here. So you may be wondering, 7 Wonders game, where are the wonders this time? There's no wonders finally. No, there are, but now they are called the landmarks. So these are iconic places on the Middle Earth, which they look like they assume the responsibility of being these wonders. And in the beginning of the game, you randomly shuffle them like that, and then you create a pile and you just pick up 3 of them like this facing up, and these are available for you to purchase in your turn. Instead of taking a card, you can then take a landmark tile. Okay, and for you to take a landmark tile, you need to be able to pay the cost of them. Let's see the costs and what are the effects. In this example, you pay 3 strength, 2 leadership, and 1 knowledge. Okay, and that will allow you then to put 1 tower. And by the way, all of them give you towers, so this is one of the main ways to put towers on the region where the landmark is. And then you also have the effect here on the side. So here, this is Grey Heavens, the landmark, and will give you to take the top 2 tokens of any race, choose 1, and put the second one back. Okay. This is Mordor, Baradur Fortress, and then the power will be take all the cards on the discard, secretly choose one, and play it for free. Gives you a discarded card. Not bad, not bad. Because not bad, especially because you know when you're setting up, there's always cards that are discarded. You never know. There's on the setup, there's not always all the cards. Some of them are kept on the side as a discard pile, and then players also may discard for money. So you get there you get the free cards from those put on the side. Here you get, this is Isengard. Yeah, that's the Tower of Isengard. You discard one gray card from the opponent's play area to screw on its resources, and then you also move the ring, the quest for the ring. Okay, so now this is Bree. Bree gives you 2 movements on the map. This gives you 5 coins. This is for Airborne. And also 1 movement on the map. This is Minas Tirith. You have... It also gives you 1 unit, not just the fortress, also the unit. And Gondor. And move the ring twice. And this one gives you 3, besides the tower, 3 units. And that's it. That's a very focused on map strategy. That's it. Okay. I think this is very interesting. They convert into Middle Earth. Probably now that they've taken this step, that's going to be easy to also get some other IPs on this. I don't know. I don't have any idea in my mind, but you know that these games, they always have to find a way. What could be a good IP? Star Wars. Whoops. And yeah, I see the planet, I see the force. Instead of the ring, you destroy the Death Star. No, I don't know. But I hope you like this video to the point that you consider hitting the like button and subscribing. I'm building this huge playlist for many board games, as well as for the major card games out there. And if you like podcasts, I have the podcast Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their projects, their stories, and their profiles while we play board games online. So I definitely think that you will find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. Well, thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.